I honestly don't remember texting her today because I knew what I was doing, and if...
You didn't know what you were doing last night?
No, I did know what I was doing last night.
That's right. You knew what you was doing last night. He knew exactly what he was doing last night. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we're going to talk to you about Monica. She actually revealed the texts. Well, at least she spoke about it. I think she was on an interview recently. So she revealed what was on the text, and we're going to read an article which speaks about it. So I'm not going to take much longer. I don't want to waste your time. I want to get straight into the business. Okay, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of the uploads. Let me just say this as a starter. This is why I say I don't play with sex. Some of you, I put this on my page. I said, don't choose. Listen, you don't have to suffer in the sexual intimacy department. My guy, if you knew you wanted to have sex with somebody, you should just stay out of the realms of the marriage aspect. You know you want sex. Stay out there, my guy. Getting married is not going to solve that issue. You know what I'm saying too? Okay, but anyway, that's another story for another day. Okay, Love is Blind. Season 7's Monica Davis is opening up about the suspicious text she found off camera on fiancé Stephen Richardson's phone. In the latest batch of episodes now streaming on Netflix, Kabarayada, the couple's engagement came to a sudden and shocking end after Monica discovered sexual texts exchanged between Stephen and another woman while he claimed to be drunk at a sleep test. We all knew, was asking questions, how can you be drunk at a sleep test? How can you be drunk? However, the moment she first saw the text happened when cameras weren't rolling. So now she's telling Entertainment Weekly exactly what happened that wasn't shown on screen. I discovered the text just by total coincidence. Now, can I be honest with you? Monica tells EW, we were in our apartment that day, and in the morning, Taylor and Garrett had sent all the couples a text that said, we're going to be baking fall goods for everyone, and we're going to drop them off later tonight. We were expecting them to come by soon, and he had to go to the bathroom, so he left his phone, and it lit up. You know what? When the Lord is on your side, the Lord's on your side. Listen, this is a lesson to any of us who've been cheated in the past. Some of us have cheated in the past. Leaving your phone around when you know you're doing absolute scumbaggery? My God, come on, be sensible. Monica reveals that she and Stefan had a great day together before the bomb dropped and remembers laughing with him moments before, so she didn't even think twice about looking at his text to read cast member Garrett's message. And when I went to click on Garrett's text, I was in his text messages, and there was one at the top right under Garrett that was a girl's name, and I could see some writing, and it was just, yeah. Monica says with a sigh, it was such a quick decision, but I was like, push, and yeah, I saw a bunch of texts. Now, here's my thing. So you went to click on Garrett's text. I was in his text messages. There was one right at the top under Garrett that was a girl's name. Okay, I could see some writing. It was just yeah, ... yeah. Why would you want to go into it? I'm not saying that she was wrong, that she got the decision wrong. What I'm saying is, why would you have gone into his phone if the text just said ... yeah? You were already suspicious of his behavior. Let's just be honest what it is, okay? You're already suspicious of his behavior because there was no need for you to go into those text messages because it was a girl's name at the top of the list. None. It was a quick decision, but I was like, push, and yeah, I saw a bunch of texts. Her alarm bells went off immediately and at what she saw, so she went into detective mode and read them thoroughly. I was scrolling to the top because I wanted to see when they started, and they started some time ago. Certainly before he left to do this show, Monica says it was like a dagger to the chest in that moment. 5 seconds after, Taylor was asking me, what did they say? And I couldn't even remember the girl's name, but I do remember they were really very sexual. I remember one specifically said, no one's ever been able to satisfy my kinks the way you do, and they were just going back and forth. Now, obviously, Taylor was in the midst. Now, listen, why did you go into that message? You're with Taylor, you're waiting for Garrett's message. Why do you go into that girl's message? I'm wondering, okay? And then obviously, you start scrolling and yeah, I understand. You find something you don't want to find. While Monica doesn't know the exact details of Stefan's history with this woman, she says there was definitely a history there for sure. I don't know if it was like romantic loosely. I don't know if it was just a physical thing. She also doesn't believe he cheated on her during their post relationship, but he was texting other women during that time. And when Monica confronted him about the text, he wouldn't tell her much. Now, let's be very honest. Okay, that sleep test was a whole lot of baloney. But yeah, and obviously the text didn't say that I enjoyed last night or anything. So maybe he didn't actually go out and do anything yet. But there was history that they were texting before the show he got on. That's not a good sign. In that moment, he wasn't saying, I'm not going to tell you, but he was trying to very quickly kind of shift some of the blame, just saying, I'm a piece of you're right, she adds. You know when people do that kind of self-deprecation, like, you know, oh, I'm such a bad person, I'm so wicked. No, 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 no. Own this one. You don't have to say you're so wicked. You know what you are. Okay? That's all I could get from him. He wasn't really saying much. It's so funny because it's the same MO he did before. I was so devastated. I was completely caught off guard. One thing that you don't get to see a lot of is how much Stefan and I talked about my past with infidelity. Oh, that's why you went through the phone. That is why you went through the phone. Because there was no reason for you to go through the phone. Like, I didn't get it. Like, why would you go through the phone? But it makes sense why you now go through the phone. Past infidelity. It makes sense. Okay. So I was so devastated. I was completely caught off guard. One thing you don't get to see as how much Stefan and I talked about my past with infidelity and how it's been very brutal. And he promised. I felt so safe in knowing that will never be an issue because of how open and honest I was about it. Okay. Wait, so is it that she got cheated on or was it she cheated? Anyway, Monica reveals she wanted to make sure their breakup was filmed and she didn't want to give Stefan a chance to act like it didn't happen. I just knew in that moment I was so disgusted and shocked that I needed him to be away from me. But when asked if their relationship officially ended, Monica is hesitant to answer. Did you give him some again after? When viewers tune into the reunion, they will get to hear more about what's happened since then between him and I, the current state of our relationship, she says. As for the instantly iconic moment when Monica demanded that Stefan pay her back on Venmo for expenses she had covered, Monica laughs. What really inspired it is I have ex-boyfriends who still owe me money for things so I like. This is not happening again, she says. It was just for relationship things. And I was like, I'm happy to pay for it all. Then you can pay me back when you can. So groceries, I think dinner one night, a couple $100. It's getting a bit dusty, I can't lie to you. Asking for the money back for groceries and dinner. If I was a man doing this, we'll be talking about how dusty he is for asking for that money back. It's kind of dusty asking that money back, sis. She left it alone and gone. It was a couple $100. You're not going to die. It was for groceries and stuff that you both probably were going to enjoy. It wasn't grocery just for his house. So let's really be honest about that. Okay. Watching these latest episodes has been a lot for her to relive. It's not fun seeing myself that heartbroken and sad and upset. Monica says it's been some time since then, so a lot has happened. It's been overwhelming and sad at times. Mainly, I'm really excited that it's finally here. I'm getting to see it all and not gaslight myself as to maybe certain things that happened. Despite how things transpire for her and Stefan in these episodes, Monica says that she's still really grateful for the entire experience of being on Love is Blind. I'm so happy I did it. I wouldn't change a thing. She says there's more to come with regards to what's happened between Stefan and I since then, but I will say in that moment, the experiment really worked for me. Going through this process, really falling deeply, madly in love, figuring out if I was going to the altar in a matter of weeks. And I certainly am grateful that I didn't go a day further, let alone a couple weeks further. So I think everything happened exactly the way it had to happen. Damn. Does that mean that she didn't go through the marriage? Okay. I mean, listen, let's be honest. I would say this. If you keep having relationships of being cheated on, we need to ask questions if we are self-abandoning ourselves in relationships. Now, you may say to yourself, it's not my fault. No, it's not. It's your responsibility, because your life is your responsibility. If you keep getting cheated on, there is probably something that you're also not doing, which is you're probably self-abandoning yourself, which means either you're not being honest about your needs and your wants. Maybe you're not also in tune with your own boundaries, little boundaries that you're not implementing. There could be self-confidence and self-esteem issues that are taking place as well. There's a whole bunch of things that as an individual you need to start working on as well to help you actually be in the best place that you can be to receive the best person, and not to ignore the red flags. You see, for you specifically, red flags are actually going to be much more heavier. For instance, when he told her she had cheated, if she had a history of infidelity, that would have been a red flag for her, because the way that he said, oh, see, the last relationship, I kind of did. Yeah, that might have been a red flag for her. Like, that would have been a red flag specifically for her, because actually she has a history of that. So should have been more sensitive about that. You know what I'm saying to you? But she made the right choice by hopefully not going to the altar and etc. etc. But boy, oh boy, listen, like I said, this is dangerous out here. I mean, tell you, sex will ruin a lot of lives and a lot of relationships. Got to be careful out in these streets, okay? Appreciate you guys. Stay locked and loaded. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, okay? All right? That's right. I'll see you guys soon.